What's going on, you guys? Local John1812.
What's up, Jrod84?
All right, guys, we're back with another sports talk episode here. It is December
Saturday, December 8th, 2018.
That is right. And approaching Christmas.
Yep, I said 2.5 weeks away.
Go old-fashioned what we think.
Yeah, I say this whole calendar year has just flown by.
I think we said that last year because it keeps flying by,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's true. The older you get, the faster the time flies.
That's true. I think we have so much stuff to do, and it just keeps us busy and busy. So
exactly.
Just like with us, we have so much to do. There's a lot of sports that happened recently.
Yes. Okay. I just say, well, let's see. Not sure where to begin, but I guess you know what. Well, I just said we'll start with a little college football. Why not just start with college football?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Last weekend, as most of you all know, the long anticipated college football playoff matchups were announced. Probably as most of you would expect, the number 2 and top 4 in order: Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. Clemson and Notre Dame will meet up in one of the college football playoff semifinals. That's the Cotton Bowl. That's on December 29th. That's in Arlington. And then following that, it'll be Alabama and Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Out of those 4, I do think it'll end up being Notre Dame, Alabama.
Well, I say, that's that's pretty. It's pretty interesting. Let's say, Notre Dame and Clemson, meeting up. I say, Notre Dame's Notre Dame's had a surprising, I say, unbeaten 12-0. I see, they had, and let's see, that Ian Book, stepped in as quarterback role for the Irish. I say he's done quite well. Mm-hmm. I said Clemson, even in the Clemson's been well. They ran through the ACC unscathed all year, and said even after Kelly Bryant's departure, I said Trevor Lawrence stepped into the quarterback role, and he's guided Clemson to another unbeaten season, another ACC title, and now the Tigers are in the playoff for the fourth or third straight time, either one.
Right.
But, I would say, in this matchup, I'm not sure. I may have to give the slight edge to Clemson. I see, probably only because, let's say the defense. I see, Clemson's defense, it may be able, to disrupt a few things that Ian Book may try to do for Notre Dame.
Well, but the one thing you can't, really take the place of for Notre Dame is necessarily their luck of the Irish. That is real. That's a real thing, and especially if you're an Irish person or if you have that type of heritage. But I would say that this year I just seen the luck of the Irish might turn its what they say, turn its what type of head or something. I can't.
I say it might rear it may rear its ugly head.
That's right.
You never know. You're not gonna find out until it happens December 29th. Clemson, Notre Dame.
I'm gonna take it one step further and go ahead and say that if Notre Dame beats Clemson, which I think they will, they're gonna beat Alabama for the national championship.
That's.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Irish to win the national championship.
Well, it's awfully bold, but I say, speaking of the other matchup, you got Alabama, Oklahoma, in the Orange Bowl. I say these are two teams that like to get up and down the field, to score points. They got two. Alabama's basically, been, dominant all season. Let's say I guess, as has Oklahoma. I say both of them. I said both teams have Heisman contending quarterbacks. I said Oklahoma, you got Kyler Murray, who stepped in quite nicely, as Baker Mayfield's successor.
Right.
I said Murray's numbers, have been like Heisman, especially in the second half of the season. More so in the second half of the season. Tua Tagovailoa for Alabama, I say his number, he's just been dominant all year. Granted he went down, got injured in the fourth quarter of the SEC title game last week, but but he stepped in nicely. He has 37 touchdowns to 4 interceptions total on the year. I said that's fantastic.
I think what'll happen here is the Oklahoma quarterback Murray will win the battle tonight, and he will win the Heisman, but he will lose the battle on the field, and his team will not advance to the championship game against Notre Dame. So that's what I think how it plays out. He'll win the Heisman Trophy tonight. Oklahoma's quarterback Murray will win the Heisman Trophy tonight. I don't think there's any. I don't know. I don't know if even other people are really saying too much. Look, he's got a number 2 pencil. We're watching some of the Heisman now on ESPN.
I just say, well, speaking of the Heisman Trophy, it'll be announced later tonight. It's the nominees, as we mentioned: Tua Tagovailoa for Alabama, Kyler Murray for Oklahoma, and Dwayne Haskins for Ohio State.
What's his name right there? Not him, but the other one.
Lee Corso.
Lee Corso. You see his pencil in his hand. Like, what's he writing on? He ain't on paper with him, does he?
No, that.
Y'all that turned on there, it's funny.
It's just very cool. I said, okay, well. We still got, see NBA season, still going on. Let's see, about maybe a month and a half in. I said, maybe, there's probably maybe a few surprises. I said, well, right now, Toronto, the Raptors are sitting with the NBA's best record right now. I think they're like 20-5 or 21-5, something like that. I mean, so, I believe is DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm. And that's, he's fitting fine with the He's fitting just fine, with the Raptors.
Yeah. No, wait a minute, no.
No, it's not.
No, it's Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. I don't know why.
Leonard and Rosen switched places.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Leonard is with Toronto. DeRozan got traded to San Antonio. Okay.
Well, it's it goes together. It's hard to say. It just happened this year. It's hard to think Kawhi Leonard out of that San Antonio Spurs jersey. That's what it is. You know it? And Rosen too, out of Toronto. It makes. Yeah, they've both been there forever. Both those in those establishments, those franchises. So I think that's where that came in. But when I think of Kawhi Leonard, immediately I think of the Spurs. I know, but he's doing great with Toronto though. He is doing fantastic.
He's doing great.
Yes.
Yes, so, honestly, say this is just December. I say the playoffs are still a long way off.
Playoffs.
I said, look, we're not gonna get to the playoff discussion now. I mean, it's way too early. It's too early.
Hey, my Pistons aren't doing too bad. They're in the middle of the East. You know what? They're hanging in there.
Yeah, I just say Detroit's not doing too bad. I mean,
no.
I say during this offseason, there were a lot of trades, and a lot of players, staying with certain teams. You figure some may work with some, and some players going to other teams may work, and it may not work out.
I think Blake Griffin has found himself a home with Detroit. I think the city of Detroit really loves Blake Griffin, and I don't think he really got that too many other places. He was always great wherever he was at. You know what I'm saying? Even in college level, everybody liked him. But he wasn't the main... Well, college level, he was the main guy. But when he got to the NBA, he wasn't the main guy. You know what I mean? On his team.
He was among several.
Yeah, because Jordan, DeAndre Jordan and Paul. So he was like number 2 or 3 at times. Or, if Paul was injured, maybe he was number 1. But in Detroit, no matter how good DeAndre Drummond is, no matter how good Jackson is, no matter how good any of them do, Stanley Johnson, no matter what, it does not matter. Blake Griffin's still number 1. You know what I'm saying? He is the man. So
yeah, I mean, obviously, there are other trades, at work. Other trades, players being traded to other teams. I say it's worked out fine. Prime example right now, Jimmy Butler. I just
oh man, that team there.
It seemed like he'd been wanting to get out of Minneapolis for a while, which granted they traded him to Philly. And the Sixers have been doing just fine. They're 9-3, including last night's win at Detroit. They're 9-3.
That was a close game, though. Yeah, it wasn't a blowout.
Yes, it was a close game, but Jimmy Butler, I think he's found his niche with the 76ers.
Right.
I say Philly's gonna be right there, in the middle of the things in the East. Okay, now if you switch it over to the West.
West, yes, the West.
Well, probably the main one, LeBron, with the Lakers, Which that they've been doing okay.
Right.
I mean, I didn't say they're not blowing everybody out the water, but I see they've been doing all right. I see. Probably the biggest one, is Carmelo Anthony.
Where is he gonna? What's going? Because he's been. Have they released him? Because apparently, LeBron was trying to push maybe Carmelo to play with him in L.A.
I think so, but
because he wanted wasn't it the Rockets? Didn't he want off the Rockets? He wanted to be done.
I see. Yeah, because I said I'm not sure whether or not he was frustrated with coming off the bench or what.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I think you put him in L.A. with LeBron, and you move one of those other young pups, and let them know that Carmelo's not gonna be out there all the time, all game. So we're gonna need a lot of minutes still from you. But just let him start. It's like an ego thing. Just let him start.
I just see. Yeah, maybe to some people it may be considered an ego thing, but
right.
Well, I mean,
and you never know what is going to happen with where they're going to end up at and how good they're going to do until you put them in that situation, right?
Yes, and. Probably not just in the case of some players, it may have been good for them to stay with their teams, stay with their teams for another year. Perfect example of that is Paul George. Honestly, all this, all during the offseason, this was a lot of speculation that Paul George was going to join LeBron out in L.A., but he decided to stay with Oklahoma City. And yes, the Thunder got off to kind of like a bad start, but ever since then, the Thunder have been on a tear. I think they won like 16 of their last 20 games, and they're right near the top of the Western Conference. I mean, let's say there's been a few teams that I'm surprised that are at the top of the West. Surprised right now, it's not Golden State because they've been dealing with injuries and everything else.
Right.
So right now, this other team. I say, well, Golden State they're going to be in the mix of things regardless, one way or the other. I say, but you got other teams, that have risen to the occasion.
Do you remember that whole talk about? We talked about DeMarcus Cousins last year, at the beginning of this year, going to Golden State.
Yes.
And everybody was like, "Well, when is he ever going to play? When's he going to play?" Well, apparently, Steve Kirch, basically was talking about his Achilles, torn Achilles, and for the injury, and apparently DeMarcus Cousins' injury might be healed up by next month or so and be back. He's doing minimum workouts right now. So he's already might be back after Christmas. Everybody talks about when he's going to be back during playoffs only. No, he was going to get to play in January or February.
No.
I'd like to see this team with DeMarcus Cousins on it.
Yes, I mean, with all the weapons the Warriors have on them already, is it Curry, Durant, Green, Iguodala, Thompson, and then you throw in DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, let's say we kind of said, before the season started, if Cousins were able to play, the team would be almost invincible. But injuries happen. I see, it's not the case.
And also Chauncey Billups talks about when he tore his. I heard Chauncey talking about this when he tore his. It takes a while, even though when you get back, but it don't matter. They don't need DeMarcus Cousins to be the DeMarcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings. They need DeMarcus Cousins to be just a good basketball player that he is.
I think they just need him to be the DeMarcus Cousins that he's always been. I said the cousin that could put up 25 points and 15 rebounds in a consecutive game, 20 points, 10 rebounds in consecutive games like he's been doing pretty much his whole NBA career.
But I think you agree with this though. On his first journey back, after that injury's healed enough that he can play, so they don't worry about him re-injuring it. Instead of doing 25 and 15, when he first gets back, he could do 12 and 12 and still be productive for Golden State going forward, and then when they get to the playoffs, do 25 and 15. But for right now, he just needs to score as much as he can and get, maybe 10 rebounds, and that'll be enough for Golden State to win their games. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just said, well, yeah, maybe so, but they're good.
Right now, not in the playoffs.
I just said, right? I just said, but say if he does come back, they're gonna need him to get that 25 and 15 if the other guys, aren't hitting anything.
Right. Exactly. And I think they'll need it more so definitely in the playoffs, not right off the bat. I think he can. What I'm saying is he can ease his way back in slowly and still be productive, right? And not worry about a re-injury.
Mm-hmm.
So, also clarifying something, Golden State said that they're not, or not Golden State, but the Lakers basically are not interested in Carmelo despite a push by LeBron James to really go after Carmelo, and then apparently Carmelo's still in limbo with trade talks.
I see. Just so they're undecided on where he wants to go.
Yeah. So basically, he's not going to go. He's not going to end up as a Laker.
Well, I said, but I said to me, I think it's kind of like a good thing because I guess. Well, I mean, I don't know. It could be, with the problem somebody coming off the bench. It could be an ego problem, possibly. I don't know. I mean, say they really don't know. But I mean, there's a lot of teams in the NBA that could use a Carmelo Anthony, basically not coming off the bench. But there's a lot of teams that could use Anthony as a starter. I mean, to help, with that leadership role.
The Pistons did have a lead. I'm looking at the recap. The Pistons did have a lead on Philly last night, and then lost it, and ended up losing 117-111. It was. That's not a bad game. You lost, but what do you expect? They got Jimmy Butler now, and Joel Embiid, and right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I see they got a host of players.
I like doing the audio thing.
Yeah.
So I can move around.
Yeah. Well, I said, I'm trying to think, there's a few teams around the NBA, three. Well, I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe, let's see. I don't know. Maybe somebody like San Antonio could probably use them.
San Antonio could. What about Toronto? No? You don't want to mess with that? Let Leonard do what he's doing?
Well, Toronto, maybe.
I know where he could end up.
Maybe Toronto.
You know where he could end up? It's not going to hurt nobody. If he probably won't like it too much. Detroit. Detroit. Maybe they could get Jackson or something for him, Oh, they ain't going to get Jackson. They are not getting Jackson. They ain't getting nobody. They're getting like cash or something, or I don't know how they would do that, but yeah. Well, don't want it. We'll move away from the NBA.
Okay.
Let's go into college basketball. We've been skipping it.
All right.
We had a heartbreaking day. I want to get it over with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the college basketball season. Yeah. We're a month in,
and Kentucky still don't know how to play basketball.
I just say, it's a few. I just say, December is basically like the time of year where a lot of these teams are figuring out, figuring out who they are. And I see, probably a lot of analysts and a lot of the fans around the country are starting to figure out who these teams are.
Yeah.
Some I was probably thinking some teams, I've seen some teams, have got it right now, and some teams don't. Things can revert. Things can change between now and March.
Right.
I see. Probably right now, like a surprise, Gonzaga is sitting at number 1 right now,
and they're good.
I see. Which I've seen Gonzaga play a few times. Yes, they are good.
And Duke is good.
Yeah, I say. Yeah, Duke is good. With the 3-headed freshman monster they got. Yep.
And
probably well, let's see. Despite them having 2 losses, North Carolina is good.
They're reasonable. Louisville lost today to IU. IU and Louisville are pretty decent teams. I think both of them are decent teams.
And see, well, hold on, I'm trying to think. Well, Kansas, which I don't know if Kansas has lost this year or not, which I don't believe they have.
No, but they're sitting at 3? Are they sitting at 3 or 4?
At last check, I believe it was 3.
We can verify now.
I said, I'm not for sure. I think it's 3.
Okay, so at this point in time, it is Gonzaga 1. This AP. Gonzaga 1, and then Kansas 2, Duke 3, and then Virginia, and then Michigan.
Yes, Virginia. Yes, Virginia is 4. Michigan is 5.
I think the best team in basketball right now might be Michigan.
I'm
not kidding on that.
I said
either.
yes. Probably the 2 best right now would probably be Gonzaga and Michigan.
Kentucky lost today. We were sitting at 9. Michigan State, I know, won a close one, but they won. Florida State, I don't know if they won or not. But they moved up 4 spots.
I believe they're still playing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so if they would win, Michigan State and Florida is going to move into the... Michigan State will go down to 9 or 8. Florida State would move into 10 or so. And Kentucky's going to come out. Kentucky will probably be 11 or 12 next week. Because I'm looking at the other teams. Like Wisconsin lost.
Yes.
And they're going to have 2 losses as well. So Kentucky might take Wisconsin's spot at 12, and Wisconsin might move to like 14. North Carolina may jump Kentucky, maybe pushing Kentucky to 13 or so. And that's if North Carolina wins.
I would say, North Carolina, they did win earlier this week. They don't play again until next Saturday.
So
North Carolina plays number 1 Gonzaga at home.
Oh, that's Gonzaga's first loss because no matter what,
which I don't know now. I mean, you never know. You never know what Gonzaga. I mean, hell. I said, basically, last month we thought Duke was... You kind of thought Duke was invincible, but Gonzaga beat them out in Maui.
And if I can get it to... Let me pull it up. What's this team? Furman?
That's right, the Paladins of Furman.
They beat South Carolina Upstate Spartans, and now are 10-0. And they're ranked 25th. They're coming, baby. They're coming.
That may not last long, but
do they have a bunch of seniors or something? What's going on with this roster?
Well, possibly. I mean, what's
wow.
Well, I see. Basically, with all these teams that were said, I say, look. I mean, for anybody that watches college hoops, I say, look, we all know. I said, no, now it's not exactly what it used to be like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Mainly, the smaller name schools, pulling off big upsets of the, bigger name schools. It happened, but but not on a regular basis as much as it does now.
Okay, look at this. They got a guy on this Furman squad. His name is Jordan Lyons. I like that name. That is it. It's like being Michael Jordan and a lion. So, you're the king of the basketball court and the king of the jungle. This dude put up 20, and a buddy of his, Noah Gurley, put up 15 points and 6 rebounds, and they won tonight. They're 25. They're going down. They're going to be 23rd, 20th. Watch out. I wonder if they play our team, Evansville. I want to go watch them play so bad now.
No, they're not.
No, they don't.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying, there's still a lot. There's still a lot of college basketball, left to be played. I see there's a lot of big matchups, coming up. Like I said, it's just December.
Whatever happened to defending champs Nova?
Well, Villanova is actually ranked at 21, and they
won today.
They did win over St. Joseph's, 70-58.
70-58. This not to go too much on this Furman squad, but they've scoring 84.4 points a game. That's pretty good. Could this be a Sweet 16 team?
Well, with the way
I'm high on them now.
Okay. I just say, with the way things are now, you never know.
They're 10-0.
I mean, you honestly never know.
So, that's a pretty good thing. But yeah, Kentucky lost today. Lost by a point.
Yeah, 84-83.
Why didn't we go for a layup?
84-83 in overtime to Seton Hall.
9 seconds left. Ashton Hagens, please make both free throws. Don't make one. How many times in the last few years has free throws killed Kentucky? Remember last year in the NCAA tournament? We should have made some free throws down the stretch. We didn't make them. Remember, we lost. We lost. We would have won. Was it against Kansas State? Or who did we lose to that we should have beat? Was it Kansas State?
Yes.
We should have beat them. We can't make free throws.
I mean, you know, they couldn't make a lot of shots either.
No, but we had a chance still.
Yeah.
It's like somehow. But it's hard. Unless you're Duke that has these supermen, which they don't always have this. Even Duke has had to fight us off like a cat scratching somebody. He'll give us cat scratching. Well, we all remember the Christian Laettner shot. They had to fight us off to win that game too. It's hard to blow us out. So every game is like a scratching claw game. We're either going to kick and scream and we're going to blow you out badly. We're going to kick and scream and win by a few points. Or we're going to kick and scream and only lose by a few points. Very seldom do we get beat by 20, 30. And Duke did it to us now. But honestly, even the same players, Jay, if we met in a tournament with them, I think Duke would win the game, hands down, no questions. But I think it'd be another 20, 30-point loss. No. 10, maybe. But it would be close towards the end, and then maybe Duke would pull away a little bit.
I mean, I'll say yeah, but... Well, I mean, you know, that's... Well, I mean, you know, that's... I guess, you know, that's just how, you know... And so, you know, just how the college game works. I say, well, look, but don't worry. I said, all the major blue bloods, Dukes, Kentucky's, Kansas, North Carolina's, I just said, they all going to be in the tournament field. They all going to be in the field 68 come March. They all going to be in there. I said, they all will.
Furman, real quick. Tallest person you think they have?
I don't know, 6'9"?
6'8". That's it. They do have a couple seniors. But their main guy they just talked about, that Jordan Lyons, he's 5'11", 203 pounds. Dude's got some strength. He's a junior. Okay, he's from Georgia. And then the other guy that helped him out tonight, that Noah Gurley, 6'8", forward, 190 pounds, freshman. And he's also from Fayetteville, Georgia. So these squads here, Ohio, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and there's somebody down here hanging out from the city of Illinois, and then another guy from North Carolina. So they're kind of in the Georgia, Florida area, though.
Okay, what?
I'm stuck on them now. They're going to be in my Elite Eight.
Oh, God.
I got them in Elite Eight. Pencil it in.
Oh, God. Okay, well, you know...
What'd you say their whole name was? Furman what?
The Furman Paladins.
Furman Paladins. Put it in. They're in Elite Eight.
Oh, God. Okay, you know...
I'm ready to fill out my NCAA bracket. Let's go.
Okay, you know... With that being said, okay, let's move on to the NFL. Week 14. Week 14 kicked off Thursday night. And so you got an AFC South battle with the Titans and Jaguars, won by the Titans 30-9. Derrick Henry has a career game, 17 carries, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
That's the most he's done all season in one game.
I was saying those 238 yards was the Titans franchise record. With their win, the Titans moved to 7-6, and are still in the thick of things in the AFC playoff race. Okay, moving on to other notable games, in the AFC, in the NFL Week 14. I to see, of course, AFC. We got your Chiefs facing Baltimore at home. I see, others. You got, Indianapolis at Houston. You got New England at Miami. I see, others. You may have. I think is
Pittsburgh playing Cincy?
No, I cannot remember. Who the hell is Pittsburgh? Oh, yeah, Pittsburgh is at Oakland. That's right, Pittsburgh's at Oakland.
Should be a win.
Yeah, I say it should be a win. Probably Sunday night, tomorrow night's game, should be interesting. A big win in the NFC. You got the Rams going to Chicago to take on the Bears. And then Monday night, you got the Seahawks and Vikings.
That's crazy. Monday night, Seahawks, Vikings. One thing about the Kansas City win, that was an impressive win because Kareem Hunt was not there. And even though it was just Oakland, but it was a road game. Yeah. Oakland without your running back with that distraction, and they hung in there and they won that game. That was good. Coming up right now, one quick thing because we're already 30 minutes in and we promised we wouldn't make these like 40-minute videos. Okay, real quickly, let's talk about this last thing. Okay, this is still in the NFL. We're not jumping to a different sport. But the Green Bay Packers fired their head coach this week. After the loss, they fired him. And then they said their interim coach is not going to remain with the team. He won't be the head coach. And I think they let him go as well. This is some big shakeups for the Green Bay Packers. How far they've been. Oh my, how much they've fallen. And one of their players said something that, well, the administration and staff, coaching staff, gets rid of all your great players, and you just want Aaron Rodgers to keep digging you out, and he can't do it all by himself.
No, I just see no. I mean, say one player can't carry the team by himself.
No, this is not basketball where there's only.
No.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I said no, you know.
But you need a great quarterback, and they had it. But that great quarterback at least needs a couple B players. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
and they took some B players away.
I mean, you know, you need a running back. I mean,
a decent running back.
A decent running back. Give you some yards to take the pressure off of the quarterback.
Exactly. You got to have a great offensive line.
Yeah, a great offensive line.
You got to have a great offensive line.
Protect the quarterback.
That's right.
And you got to have some wide receivers, that can make some plays.
And you need a tight end that can be a security guy. Well, I mean, down the middle of the field.
Well, I mean, you need all of those. Okay, with that being said, I'd say we'll update, the playoff picture, as it stands right now.
Right now, how's it stand?
Okay, the AFC division leaders, AFC East, New England. North, I believe, is Pittsburgh, but only by half game. Houston in the South, Kansas City in the West. I believe the Chargers and Ravens are in the 2 wild card spots, but you got several other teams that are still in the hunt. Titans, Colts, I believe the Dolphins, and maybe the Bengals.
Probably.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, switching over to the NFC. NFC East, to my surprise, Dallas is in the East.
Yep.
Chicago in the North, New Orleans in the South, and the Rams out West, which last week's win in Detroit gave the Rams the NFC West title. The wild card spots, I believe, right now are Seattle. Seattle and Minnesota, I think, are still in the wild card position. I say, but you got other teams, they're in the hunt. You got the Panthers, Eagles,
Carolina?
Yeah.
You already said the Panthers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Panthers and Eagles. That's all I can think of right now.
Yeah, NFC, I can't
think of anybody else. I don't know. Bob, I don't know. No.
As far as I know.
So that's the playoff picture right now. And of course, there's some important games coming. There's only 4 games left, and the season's over.
Yeah. This week and in
3 more weeks, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tough to see. And I like my Chiefs' chances, though, because I really like Patrick Mahomes, Showtime Mahomes. So we'll see what happens with the NFL. Now, going forward, we should be back next week. If we're not back next week, we'll be back a week after that. We might take a 2-week and then do a video. Well, 2-week, do a video.
Well, I just say we'll try to be back before Christmas. We'll try to do one before Christmas and before New Year's. So
when does Kentucky play North Carolina?
That would be the 22nd.
Oh, speaking of Kentucky, real quick, their next game is Utah, right? Utah got beat today, badly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to. I mean, Utah got beat. I forgot who they were playing, but Utah got beat.
BYU.
They got beat by BYU badly. So if we lose are we at home?
Yes.
If we lose at home to Utah, Calipari needs to be fired. And I will say that softly. I really don't mean that. I would feel so bad that I would want to fire him, but obviously we know he's a great coach. I just feel passionate about it, so I hope we can beat Utah. If we do the video next week, do we play North Carolina next week then?
It'll be the following week after.
So we only play Utah for one game, and then
yes.
When do we play Utah?
Next Saturday.
We got to wait until Saturday to redeem this loss?
Yes, it's next Saturday.
And then we got to wait again until another Saturday to play North Carolina?
Yes, and you got to wait another Saturday to play the rivalry game with Louisville. Yes.
All right, so here's the kicker, guys. If we don't come back after the Utah game, then we're happy we probably won, but we're going to definitely be back for the North Carolina game.
Well, I say, just basically, to say, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
I said, it ain't gonna be no long wait.
No, this one was like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that wasn't too bad. So, all right, guys, that's all we got for tonight. Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
comment,
share.
We really appreciate that, guys, and we'll catch you again with another sports weekend.
Okay, all right, guys, take care.
Later.